We have the Word of God to listen to.
It's good to be here. First of all, I just want to say what a great work you're doing here at Logos Christian Academy. And I just want to thank the teachers. How many parents are thankful for the teachers? Yeah? All right, give them a hand. How many students are grateful to be here? Yeah? This is always a tough time to preach, especially from the Word, especially because everybody's so anxious to get out. And so I promise that I'm going to keep it really, really brief. So if you could give me like 5 to 8 minutes, I promise that I'll end it. And unless revival hits and God moves, that's His thing. But I want to talk to you about even the song that was just sung. It's about a name that many times, even today, we don't hear a lot. And that's the name Jesus, right? It's okay to say God, but it's difficult to say Jesus. And just recently, I don't know if you've heard in the news that even in the last few years, there's kind of this activity that many of our kids have done, or even people have done, as a fun thing. They'll actually go to manger scenes and they'll steal baby Jesus. Have you ever heard that? And in 2008, it got so bad that they actually started putting GPS signals on them. And so that they can track if Jesus is stolen from this manger scene, they have GPS on him. So be careful if you're trying to pull a prank, because they might end up at your house looking for baby Jesus. It's kind of interesting because in our society, even our culture today, the whole purpose for Christmas is what? We're celebrating this one that we call Jesus, the Messiah, the one that came with purpose, the one that came all God and all man at the same time. This Jesus who is the incarnate one, the one who is God and all men at the same time in one package. And so I want to talk to you today about this missing Jesus in our society. Isn't it, even as followers of Jesus, if you consider yourself being here, you are going to church and you're following Jesus and you're wanting to know what He wants of your life, and you're here today, isn't it easy, even as followers of Jesus, to kind of start missing Jesus and kind of putting Jesus to the side? It's easy to put Jesus in a place that's not uncomfortable. It's so easy to keep Him like a little baby Jesus in a manger scene. And it's good, to all the traditions, and we sing songs. It's just amazing to me that I can go into JCPenney and Sears and even Forever 21. And I can go in there, and in the background you hear the Christmas songs, and they're singing about Jesus. And yet, as a culture, we what? We don't honor Jesus. And so I want to talk to you today. I want to take you to, I'm going to read you very small verses. In actually Luke chapter 2, verse 43, it says, "After the feast was over, while his parents were returning home, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem, but they were unaware of it. Thinking he was in their company, they traveled on for a day. Then they began looking for him among their relatives and friends. When they did not find him, they went back to Jerusalem to look for him. After 3 days, they found him in the temple courts, sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. Everyone who heard him was amazed at his understanding and his answers. When his parents saw him, they were astonished. His mother said to him, 'Son, why have you treated us like this? Your father and I have been anxiously searching for you.' 'Why were you searching for me?' he asked. 'Didn't you know I had to be in my Father's house?'" Imagine being a parent. You're a parent, many parents are here today. Imagine being the parent of Jesus. This one, the Messiah. And in this story, he was 12 years old. The parents kind of lost. And I want to talk to you about 3 things that we can learn. Why people lose the presence of Jesus. Why you, even as a follower of Jesus, can lose His presence. Number 1 is it's easy to lose sight of Jesus in the busyness of distraction. Here, Joseph and Mary were with a big group of people that had traveled to Jerusalem, and they're on this trip. And how many know, with family, you kind of trust your kids with everybody, right? Your kid's in the crowd, so he's there, he's moving around. And so it's easy in the busyness of our lives to lose distraction of Jesus and where He's at in our life. I don't know about you, have you ever lost a child? I lost a child once. I refound my child, but actually my daughter Audrey, she was very young, and we had gone to Kmart. And so we went to the store, and we opened the door, and we walk in, and we forgot about Audrey in the van. We go in, it was actually around May, and we kind of go inside, and we're shopping, and we're all distracted shopping, and all of a sudden, I realized, my wife realizes, actually, I'm looking at things, I'm with Levi, and we're looking at things, and the next thing you know, is my wife comes to me and says, she's trying to think, what's missing, there's something missing. She saw me with Levi through this plastic curtain thing. Next thing you know, we're grabbing each other's shoulders. Where's Audrey? We're trying to figure out, where is Audrey? In the panic you feel, imagine the parents of Jesus in this crowd when they start realizing something is missing. Jesus, where's Jesus? Where's Jesus? And they lost Him in the crowd. And they realized eventually that they had lost Him. And so here many times in our lives can become so busy, so distracted. I want to take a challenge to you today. That you, during this celebration of Christmas, that you bring Jesus into the center of why we are here. The center of our lives, the center of why you're parenting, the center of why you're even raising children, the center of your work, the center of your shopping, the center of whatever you're doing, that you would have it at the center, that Jesus Christ is Lord, that He is King, that He is the Prince of Peace, that He is the one that we honor, that He is the one that we bow down to, that He is the one that we worship with all of our hearts. And it's so easy to get distracted. I often have to pray and say, Lord, keep my heart focused on You. Keep my heart focused on You. Psalms 27:4, the psalmist cries out, he says, "One thing I ask from the Lord, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord and to seek Him in His temple."